Yes, Julian? Can you not see the slides, Julian? Hello?
Was I muted the whole time?
Yeah, you couldn't see them, but I had them up, but I've just closed
them.
them
I
now.
can see them. Sorry, I thought I was. I thought I was saying all kinds of clever things, but I was muted apparently.
Okay.
So welcome everybody to the presentation of the Alumni Network. The slide should be up for you to see right here. The Alumni Network is something we've been working on for the last few months, but it's something that has been going for the last few years, and it contains various ways in which you as students, but also as teachers and educators, can be involved with caretakers and the CEI network throughout the year, not just during the conference.
You want your next slide?
Yeah, go for it. So you'll have seen quite a few of the alumni already. They've been in the icebreakers, in the presentations, and they'll be there in the workshops. Today we're all wearing yellow. We've chosen to have a distinctive color for every day. This presentation I will do. My name is Julian. I'm from the Netherlands, and I've been involved with CEI and the Caretakers Network for the last 11 years. And together with me here is Laura, who will introduce herself and has been involved in caretakers for much longer than I have.
Hi guys, some of you may have met me already, it just depends. Oh, I just muted myself there, sorry. And I'm from Ireland. I live in Dublin, but I'm originally from Waterford. I've been involved, a really long time. I first got involved at age 6 because my dad, Andrew Cox, was running the conference in Ireland in 1998. And I went along on field trips and all those sort of fun things when I was 6. I have memories of meeting some of the board members all the way back then. But I've been involved, as a student since 2006 or thereabouts, and then as an alumni since 2012. So this is my 10th conference in total. So getting there, getting near to the numbers of some of the board and teachers now.
Very impressive. If you want to go to the next one. So the CEI alumni, like we... Am I muted? I'm not muted. I'm not muted. Well, not on my computer. Can you hear me now?
Julian, I don't know if anyone else can.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
We can hear you, yeah.
Maybe okay. I have.
We can hear you. Yeah,
good.
We can hear you.
That was never mind. Sorry, my bad.
All right. So the alumni is basically a new approach to all participants. That's how we like to sort of phrase it. If you want to go to the next slide, Laura. So basically, everyone who's been at a caretaker conference can stay and be an active member of the caretaker network. And what we've been doing is trying to find ways in which we can structure this for you. So if you go to the next slide, we have a small outline of what we want to talk you through. We've got a very, very brief history of the alumni involvement. We'll explain to you the alumni structure and what the roles of alumni are. We'll talk about branches and networks, about how we want to communicate in between conferences, ways and platforms where you can be involved, such as our website, but also social media channels. We've got something about alumni advisors, because even though we've been to many conferences, we don't know everything. So we like to have other knowledgeable people on our side. And we'll end with ways in which you can apply to be a junior alumni, and we'll explain all of that later. Now, the first question you probably have maybe been walking around with for a few days already is, what or who are CEI alumni? And the best way to start explaining things is with a little history lesson. Alumni are former participants who have, out of interest for caretakers and their sustainability mission, chosen to be and remain involved in the caretakers conferences. Now, yesterday or at the opening ceremony, I think someone mentioned that the first alumni was there in 1993. But arguably in 2006, the first structured alumni involvement took place, although I'm sure others will debate that number. And you see here a curved arrow because it's not just going in a straight line of progress. It goes with ups and downs. We've tried various ways and various mechanisms to keep students involved. And every time we come out stronger and we evolve. This is our probably most successful attempt with a new website. We've got social media channels. We've got a structure, and we've set up a collaboration structure with the international board and the host. And we're working towards a bright future where we expand, we grow, and we revive the caretaker network. So basically, you can distinguish between three types of alumni. Everybody who is a participant of CEI and who has presented a project or has submitted a project summary to the Global Forum is an alumni and is therefore member of our global network, which means you've shown interest in the environment, you've shown interest in sustainability, you've dedicated time and effort into doing a project and improving something in your own community, in your own environment. And we want to capitalize on that potential, to use your energy and use your talents and see if we can further the mission of caretakers. Now, it could be that that's it, that you've joined a conference and you remain a sort of ambassador of caretakers in your own community, but it could also be that you want to stay involved more and help out at another conference. In that case, you can apply to be a junior alumni, and we'll explain to you later on how that works precisely. And junior alumni's main task is assisting the host in their preparations for the annual conference, but also being a caretaker in between conferences. More about that in a second. And lastly, something that we started with this year is the senior alumni. Senior sounds like we're all old. I like to think we're not, at least not yet. Senior alumni are alumni who've been junior alumni at least 2 conferences and are dedicating time throughout the year to grow the network and to grow and spread the message of caretakers. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, that all sounds nice, but what do you actually do then, other than sit here and talk? So for the global network, if you're a member of the global network, and by default you all will be after this conference, we sort of expect you to be a caretaker throughout the year, which means that you keep carrying on what you've done before this conference, where you did a project, where you talked with your friends about the importance of being a caretaker. It means sharing your ideas, but it also means maintaining your connections. You're here in a unique environment, whether it's online or not, where you can meet students from across the globe. You've all presented projects, and there's probably a whole lot of interesting collaborations that can be made and connections that you can make with different students from different cultures and countries. Use those connections, use the fact that you're together here now, and try and see if you can collaborate cross-culture and cross-border. We'll have a mailing list where we will update you with all the important news and developments happening in the alumni network. And that way you can stay up to date. Of course, another way is to join and become a member of our website, and Laura will explain more what that entails. And we'll have our social media channels where we like to keep everyone informed and up to date throughout the year. You want to go to the next one? Now, what do you do as a junior alumni? So it's in the basis, it's the same as all of you. We expect junior alumni to be caretakers throughout the year, to share their ideas, but we also expect them to be role models for you guys, for students. They put themselves out there. Some of them are doing degrees that are relevant to the theme of the conference or to sustainability in general, whereas others might just be motivated on their own. And we like them to be an example for you and to think, okay, if they can do this, then we can do it. They commit themselves to care for the environment throughout the year, not just for the conference, but their main role is to assist the host with the annual conference. So the junior alumni that are on this call and that are on this conference have been working with us over the last few months to set up the various calls, to be leaders in some of the workshops. They will have their future leader session tomorrow. So we expect them to both train themselves, to become more confident public speakers, to develop their ideas and to be able to share them, but also to help you guys do the same. And like I said, there is an application process to become one. Now, the senior alumni, it looks like we do a lot more. That's a lot of text. For us, the same cans, we try to be caretakers throughout the year. We try to keep developing our ideas, to keep sharing them. We also maintain connections. The senior alumni team is a team across cultures and across countries, with people from various backgrounds involved. And what we've committed ourselves to as well is to support CEI International, to innovate the organization, to bring new energy. That's why we call this presentation Revitalizing and Renewing the Network, to bring new energy, new ideas, new technology, and some fresh and young minds that pair it with the experience of the board and of longtime CEI members, and can unleash a lot of potential to grow the organization, to strengthen it, and to make it more sustainable as a whole. We also maintain the global network, so we provide everyone with updates. We help the junior alumni in their development as young leaders. So we have training days with them where we develop their skills. We help the host in the conference planning. So we help the host in thinking about what the conference could be about, how the program can take shape, and also in the execution. And undoubtedly, more things occur throughout the year, but also during the preparation for conferences. And lastly, before Laura will take over, as of this year, the alumni have a new logo. You've seen it everywhere, including on our screens. And it's a logo that we put some care and thought in. We've got the roots because we think the alumni are a basis for future growth. We have, if you want to keep clicking, the colored leaves that represent diversity and the different cultures and backgrounds of all the students and teachers present at every conference and present in the Caretaker Network. We've got the bird from the CEI logo because, of course, we're inherently a part of CEI, and CEI is a strong organization that we wish to support. And we've got a green circle around it all because we believe that we're all bound together and live on this one planet, and therefore all have a duty to work together and to care for it in order to save it and sustain it. And it's a tree because every annual conference means annual growth towards a more sustainable planet. So every year we add a ring to our tree and we grow the organization and the network. And we hope that with the growing network, it also becomes a resource for all of you later in your careers. Once you've finished your high school, you've finished your university, the caretaker network is something you can come back to. You can use that you keep these connections and use them throughout later of your life. Now, you probably think, okay, well, I hope you think that's cool. What have you been up to and how can I be involved? And Laura is going to talk you through that.
Okay. Can everyone hear me? We're all good? I'm not muted? Okay. So some of you may have already seen our lovely brand new alumni website. We did have one in the past. It kind of vanished into oblivion and we had to start from scratch. So I personally am the person who was involved in the website, so I spent quite a lot of time trying to make it hopefully look quite nice. And the reason we wanted to make sure our website was good and it had certain features was so that it could be a bridge for interconference communication. Because any of you who've been to CEI before know that usually you go to the conference and then there's kind of a lull in the middle for a good few months until you start getting excited about the next conference. But we want to try and make sure that there's communication and that you can chat and share ideas and everything in between conferences as well. So it's once a year, it's throughout the year as well. We have tried to make our website pretty youth focused, but it's also for teachers. So teachers, don't be afraid, but we did try to make it kind of more young, but teachers are welcome too. And becoming a member is probably the best way to keep up to date with everything going on with the alumni, with CEI, with the conferences. And I'll show you a bit more about that in a minute. So first of all, what we have is we have our blog. We started this up. So we have only some posts now. We got our junior alumni to write some interesting posts. We wrote some posts when we came back, things like that. And the blog is a good tool. And if anyone at all has an idea for a blog post, please do send us an email or get in touch because we'd love to have you write a guest blog post. It might be about something local going on in your community. It might be your experience at this conference. Just let us know. We're happy to have anyone come and write a nice blog for us. Then, as well as that, we have a forum. So the forum has different sections, and to be on the forum, you can read the forum as anyone who goes on the website, but in order to be able to interact on the forum, to write posts, to make comments, you need to become a member. But you'll see that we have some here already. In forum usage, we have just the rules of the forum and things like that, and how to become a member as well is all detailed in there. And then we have some other ones, such as we have an environmental education one in there. I know that there's a post which has been started about the best environmental documentaries and books that people might be interested in. We have things like the reflection meditation, how to best reflect and meditate in our environment and on our environment as well. We have one about conference projects, which is how to do a project and any ideas or brainstorming people might have as well. So when you go onto the forum first, you'll see something like this, and underneath you'll have the different posts that you can go on to. As I said, the guide to using the forum is the first one you should look at, just to make sure that you're not breaking any of our privacy laws. We did put a lot of effort in as well to make sure that we put a privacy policy and everything on our website as well, because we know that obviously privacy and data protection are super important in this day and age. So we made sure to put that in there as well. And you can find out more on our website. But this is what posts will come up like. So this is one done by Kazi, one of our junior alumni, which was about communicating environmental messages. So you can see she's written a post, but anyone who's a member can go in and write a post. But you can also comment on a post, or you can follow a post if you're particularly interested as well. So it's a good way to keep in touch, share ideas, And yeah, just talk to people about the environment, about all the things that you're interested in. Then we have becoming a member. So as I said, on our forum, we have a very detailed description of how to become a member. So this is just part of it here on the right-hand side. If you become a member, the advantage of this is that you get the latest blog and forum updates just straight to your email. So you'll get an email saying, oh, a new blog post has come up from whoever has written it. So you can have a look at it that way and you know that there's something new going on. You can also discuss and comment on the forum, and you can also comment on the blog as well. So that's another reason to become a member. And of course, the main reason is so you can interact and communicate with other caretakers throughout the year as well. So it's a good way to do that too, teachers and students alike. And as I said, we have usage and privacy policies. They're all outlined, so you have no privacy worries. We're not going to share your data with anyone or anything like that. So you can have a read of that too. So I think we're back to Julian for a little bit to talk about our future plans.
Yeah, so the website, the blog, the forum, those are all live already. And in the chat, you can find links to get to the website and find the pages that Laura was just describing. But we've got more in store, and we've got some ambitious plans that we'd like to work on over the next few weeks, months, and years. So one thing that we want to do and try ensure is engagement during the year through the forum and the blog, including the mailing list and other features on the website. So there'll be newsletters and updates from the different CEI branches. So there is CEI International, the global organization, but in many countries, like you probably well know, there is also a national branch. For example, Sweden, the Netherlands, Ireland, India, Indonesia, Russia, and more. So we'll provide you with updates if there's any from the branches. And we also want to see if we can work more closely together with the CEI branches. For example, if we could organize regional conferences that will involve less traveling and therefore less emissions, that allow for more exchanges of projects of students living in the same country or in the same region, and provide interesting ways to collaborate also in between the annual global conferences. Another thing that we would like to see happen is to get alumni involved in school projects. Obviously, the alumni in one way or the other have experiences in doing projects themselves, but also in presenting them and in implementing them, so they might be able to assist or advise you on your project. And finally, what we'd like to do is install or set up a few working groups for a more sustainable CEI organization. And I'd like to elaborate on that one a little bit more. So the way we see the caretakers environment and the caretakers organization as a group of different people with the same mission, people coming from the same, coming from different backgrounds, but working towards the same goal. Whether that's from the perspective of a CEI branch, member of the board, a former participant, an alumni, whether it's you as a student, as a teacher or an educator, or a community partner who also shares a certain goal. And we want to try and get all those different perspectives into a working group where we can share and we can work together to get the best ideas, because if we all think the same way, we only get half the results versus if we all have our own point of view. There's a few working groups that we are thinking about having. The first one is mapping the network. So we want to see who is in the caretaker network. There's been over 30 annual conferences, which means there's over 30 years of former participants, of schools, of teachers, of sponsors, of community members who have been involved in CEI. And we want to see if we can get as many of them together, linked up, get them all in the network so that we can use our various skills and connections to further the mission and to be better caretakers. Secondly, we have moving beyond the horizon. What is the future of CEI? Should we keep going with physical conferences or virtual conferences? Should it be a hybrid version? Should we maybe go for more regional conferences? Is an annual conference still the way to go? How do we engage young people? Because young people nowadays are different from young people 30 years ago. That's not questions that any of us have the answer to on our own, but if we work together, we might get close to getting some interesting answers. Funding the dream, of course, things cost money. So we want to see if we can fund the dream for caretakers, if we can work towards a sustainable financing structure where we can have community partners, businesses, government institutions, etc., working together with us to set up the various structures for caretakers and to have more reliable funding, to have more students also from disadvantaged backgrounds being able to be at conferences and to have conferences that allow as many of us as possible to participate. The globally engaged community links to the network and what we've been talking about before, and so does the thriving online community. And those are all things that we'd like the help of from all of you and whoever is interested in joining us in thinking about further developing these platforms and these ideas.
Julian, did you want to say about the last one? They both came up together.
Yeah,
or
no.
Do you
so,
want me to mention this one because it's to do with mine?
Yeah, no. So yeah, the online community. Laura will also talk about further, but like I said, these are all elements. How can we bring CEI further online? How can we establish an online network? How can we involve and engage students, but also teachers and also businesses online rather than in face-to-face conferences? All of these are questions that we'd like to work on and think about together with people from all kinds of backgrounds, from all kinds of cultures, from all kinds of perspectives. We don't need to have an answer tomorrow, but working towards the next conferences and the years to come, I think these are all important questions to be asking. So Laura, you want to take over?
Yeah, I will. So as Julian mentioned, we've been doing our different colors this week. So I thought I'd put in, we took a group photo, well, with as many of us we could fit on a screen with our reds the other day. So I thought it was a good chance to show that off. But yeah, I just want to talk a bit about how you can join us now, how you can help, how you can get involved. So on our website, we have 4 different sections. There's a Get Involved page, and if you go there, you'll see this page. So we have different ones. We have obviously the one that Julian was talking about first, the global network. So you can see the join the global CEI network. That is if you want to subscribe to our mailing list and just be kept up to date about what's going on. Because you might like to attend in the future, or if it's a virtual conference, you might tune in, that type of thing. Then we have becoming a junior alumni. I'll go into that a little bit more in detail in a minute. Then we have joining the senior alumni network. If you are someone who has previously been an alumni for at least 2 conferences, you're eligible to join our senior alumni network. And you will see our senior network has been in place this conference as well. I know Gosia from Poland, she's one of our senior alumni network, and she's going to be helping run one of our workshops coming up. And we had Lucy, of course, she from Scotland. She helped out with the Global Forum and also with the CEI Through the Ages video as well. So we have been utilizing our senior alumni network already. And then we have becoming alumni advisor. So that is essentially for any adults who might like to advise us on a certain issue. They might have an idea that might be great for the alumni or for CEI, or it might be also you want to be involved in one of those working groups. You can also, in there's a contact form, and you can send us a little message about what it is your idea is or something like that, and we'll get back to you too. So then, yes, sustainability is a team sport. We need the help of everyone possible to make things happen. So as you said, join the global network and become a member of our website either during or after the conference so that you can keep in touch and keep communicating between the conferences too. Then we will send out a call to action for anyone who's interested in actively participating in any of the working groups. So we will send that out, and then if you're interested, you can then respond to that, or if you're not, you can ignore, but the more the merrier, guys. And all ages and countries are welcome for those working groups as well. So please do get involved. Then if you want to become a junior alumni, you can see here are junior alumni for this year. So it's basically, firstly, it is if you're between 19 and 24 years of age. It basically means that you have aged out of becoming a student. You can no longer attend as a student, but you still want to be involved. However, to become a junior alumni, you have to have been to at least 2 CEI conferences as a delegate. Obviously, this virtual one counts as well. Virtual or physical, they both count. And you need those 2 basic things in order to apply. Then on top of that, there are many skills that we advise that you have, or maybe you're willing to develop in order to be an alumni. Obviously, dedication is one, because you are volunteering your time, and you will have quite lots of things to do. Enthusiasm is also obviously key, because if you're not enthusiastic, obviously the participants won't be either, so that's not good. So enthusiasm and kind of love of the environment obviously is another one. Leadership is obviously another key quality. They would be 3 of the main ones, but if you go to our website, we made a list of kind of what we reckon some of the key ones are. The deadline is to be decided at the moment, because we are currently not 100% sure when exactly and where it will be next year, and also because normally obviously the conference takes place in July and not in September. So we're a little bit unsure when the deadline is. It will be definitely before Christmas, but if you keep an eye out on our website, or if you have any questions at all, you can also just send us an email or contact us on social media, and we'll tell you as soon as we have those details available. The application form is not yet online, but it will be on the CEI website and also on the Alumni website, so you can get it in either of those places. And in that, you will fill out obviously some of your details as to your name, where you go to school or what your job is, those sort of things. But also inside you will say why it is you would like to be an alumni, what skills you'd like to develop, because as Julian mentioned, the senior alumni mentor the junior alumni, and we try and encourage personal skill development as well. And also a key part of being a junior alumni is that you will be doing a project similar to, obviously, you did a project when you were a student. This year is slightly different because instead they're running a workshop. But normally you have to do a project and you need to link it to one of the Sustainable Development Goals. And that's just a project in your local community. But what you will do is you'll write it up for the global forum. Instead of presenting it. There might also be a chance to present it if you're keen to do that too. But you will also need to undertake a project, and that's just kind of to show your environmental commitment to the conference as well, and just to, so that if you're being a role model for the students, that you can say, well, I did a project as well, so that's also a good thing too. So for more information, see our website or send us an email. We'll answer any questions you might have. We'll send you updates when we do know about the deadline and when the application form will be available. We will, of course, as soon as it's available, as soon as we have that information, we will say that on social media. So if you're following us there, you'll also see that information there too. So that is pretty much all from us. But of course, you might have questions. There might be questions for us, and we are happy to answer any questions that you might have. So I don't know if Jana was collecting questions, maybe. I can't see the chat, so I don't know if there was questions. but we're happy to answer.
Yeah, so I think it was a lot of information to take in, but most of this you will be able to find either on our social media channels and on the website. And we'll be here all week, so don't hesitate to ask us any questions if you have them along the way. Laura, what's the minimum age to be a junior alumni?
So usually it would be 19 years of age. However, obviously, if you finished school at 18 years of age, because some people do, then as long as you've been to 2 conferences and you have finished school and you can't attend as a participant, so as a student, then you're eligible to apply. We say 19 because that's usually the age at which people have definitely finished school. I can see Jana has her hand raised.
That was just to help you with questions from the chat. There's a couple more questions. Do you want me to read them out, or is Julian got it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, what is the best thing you have learned from being an alumni?
You go first, Julian.
Well, I think the most important thing of me being involved in caretakers and joining a conference in Scotland in 2009 is that for the rest of my career, both at school and university and now, is that I've always stayed involved in sustainability. I'm working now at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, where I'm closely working with implementing the Sustainable Development Goals, both in the Netherlands and abroad in developing countries. So it has shaped who I am and what I've been doing for all the years after my participation. So it shows how powerful your contribution and your participation in this forum can be.
Just to add to that, I would say one of the key things being an alumni particularly has taught me is flexibility. Because while you might have a set program and a set plan going into a conference, things always change at the last minute. So it was definitely something that you learn to kind of be flexible and adapt. And yeah, I mean, it's a key skill that you definitely quickly learn as alumni, and it's a good one to be able to apply to your life as well.
Okay, we have another question. We have, how many conferences should you attend to become a junior alumni?
At least 2. The more the better, but at least 2.
Okay, and one more question. How can students participate in their last years of school to start shaping their path towards becoming a junior alumni?
I think the main thing is stay active. Stay active in the network and in your community. Try to do a project even if you cannot come to the conference because, for example, you have exams or something else that prevents you from joining the conference. You can always submit a project to be included in the global forum and show that you have leadership skills, that you have commitment to the environment wherever you may be living. And that way, that's a testimony to us of your skills and your commitment. And it helps you prepare for the tasks of junior alumni and to also fulfill the requirements to be able to participate.
Just to add to that, I would say as well that if obviously at your first conference, you might be a little bit more nervous and a bit, you might not participate quite as much as if you go to, your second conference. So I would say that if you are going to even your first or your second conference, participate as much as you can, because not only will it be good for you, it'll make the experience better for everyone else, and also it just shows your enthusiasm and dedication to CEI as well, which is obviously something we're majorly looking for. So that's key just as well for the rest of the week. Just participate as much as you can, put yourself out there, and everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's a little nervous, particularly because it's online. So yeah, just participate and smile. Have fun.
Cindy,
Are there any other questions?
I believe you also wanted to ask a question, Cindy. Did I see you raise your hand earlier or not? Okay.
There's one more question from the chat. What's the most important trait for a junior alumni to have?
You can
Be-
give yours
be
and
in-
I'll give mine, Julie.
Be enthusiast, smile and have fun, the way Andrew is saying. I think that's the most important. You have to want it. You have to want to be involved with other people. You have to want to inspire others. You have to want to take care of your environment locally, but also globally. And the rest comes after. You can develop your skills. You can practice giving presentations, talking to people, public speaking, etc. But I think it all starts with you actually wanting to put yourself out there and go the extra mile for yourself, but also for others.
Yeah, I think Julian's right. I would just add that, yeah, you can. I was going to say, like, obviously being organized is quite a key skill, but like that is something you can work on. You can write in your application that's something you want to develop, that you're not super organized now, but you want it to become more organized, because that is kind of key when you have a million events and different groups and everything going on. But yeah, it is something that you can develop. I think, yeah, as Julian said, that kind of motivation, that love and want to do something more for CEI, that's the bit that we can't help you with. You either have that or you don't.
And I think that's also all the time we have before we have to go and start our workshops.
Yeah, you can find your links either in your calendar or in the chat. Please join the workshop you were assigned, and make sure to leave this call. So make sure to hit the leave button before you go to your next call. Okay? Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very
everyone.
much
Enjoy
for
workshops.
your attention, for listening. We hope to see you all both during the conference, but also afterwards, whether it's on our website or on social media.
Yeah. Enjoy your workshops, everyone.
Bye, folks.
Bye.